What's up? What's up? This is The Drop. Let's talk. I'm Angel Robinson, and I'm here with...
Mellow Yellow. What's
And-
up, guys?
Yes, we got a special guest today, NATALIA.
NATALIA FROIS.
FROIS. Yeah, she got the little accent going, you know. The West Indian, I don't have that in me, you know. So tell us something about yourself. Tell us, where did you grow up?
So I'm NATALIA FROIS. I'm originally from Brazil. And until I was 11 years old, I grew up in Brazil, in Minas Gerais, in a small city called Guanhães. And then my parents decided to come to the United States 22 years ago. So back in 1999, since 1999, I've been living here on the Cape. And that's where I practically spent most of my life.
So you went to middle school on the Cape?
Yeah, so I went to the middle school, Mercer's Mills Middle School.
Yep.
I went to BHS, Barnesville High School.
Yep.
And then I went off to college to UMass Dartmouth, and I did a Spanish bachelor's degree there. I got my my license as an interpreter, as Portuguese and Spanish interpreter. Worked for about 6 years as an interpreter, interpreter services in medical field. Then I went back to school, and I got my MBA in healthcare informatics from Cambridge College.
Nice.
I worked about a year in IT department at a hospital. I worked a few years for Independence House as a counselor, and now I'm working full-time for myself.
Wow.
Right.
For international business relations.
Yes.
That's the name of my company.
And I met you through...
Independence House,
Yes,
yes.
Independence House,
So I worked for Independence House for a few years. So as soon as I started working there, they were launching this new project called International Festival.
Yeah.
And that was like the first big outreach project that I was involved in.
Yes.
And since I love doing events, and I was already working as a relationship manager for a Latino company, and I was already used to do events, I was part of this big project, and that's how your name was referred to us.
Highly referred.
Highly referred, yes, the DJ.
His head's going to blow
And
up.
it was like a volunteer festival that we did for 2 years. Then the pandemic hit it, and we couldn't do it anymore. And yeah, that's how I met you, and we kept in contact.
Yes.
That's what I love about networking.
That's right.
And that's part of what I do too. It's being the bridge between entrepreneurs and connecting them to the resources that they need, mentoring them to reach their success in their business.
Go ahead.
What started you to do that? How did you come about doing the networking?
So did I start it? So through my MBA and through college, what I've noticed that in America, United States, networking is something that you do. It's like, it's so normal, and it's so like part of your daily life as you become a professional.
Yes.
And that's how I was taught in college. It was like so typical. And when I went to do my MBA with all these, the projects that we have to do, investigating the company that we work, doing the thesis and all of that, it opened up my eyes that there's so much entrepreneurs around me, Latino entrepreneurs, that is limited English speakers. They're great workers, but they don't have a business plan. They don't have a strategic plan. They are great workers, but they don't manage well their business.
And what do they say about if you don't have a plan in business?
If you don't have a plan, you can't fail. And it's like, and it's risky if you don't plan it out, right? And especially this pandemic, as I told my clients, it's an obstacle. And all entrepreneurs have obstacles that way. And if you plan ahead, you'll be more prepared to go through the obstacles. And it's unfortunate. I've been in this community for 22 years, and I was very upset and sad to see all these small business closing down that have been open for decades. And then I think of
Horrible.
myself, oh, if they contacted me, right, to help them out with a business plan, to apply for an aid that would help them out through the way, through the Small Business Bureau and all of
Yes.
that. The SBA, there's so many things out there that people don't know.
Yeah.
And that's part of when I opened up my company, I also opened up the Latino Business Networking,
Yes.
which is a networking especially for Latino business owners that it's in Portuguese and Spanish as well, to bring them information about business.
Because it's key to have information.
Yes, because there's a lot of information out there in English. And there's also in Spanish too, if you go like to around Boston area, Lower Lawrence, they have things there in Spanish, but down here it's all in English. And I think that every entrepreneur should have access to this information in their language.
Yes, true. Yes.
It's hard to learn a second language, and I'm an immigrant. It was hard for me to learn it. I have learned it because I have been going to school full time.
Yeah.
But how about my parents that they had to work full time?
Right.
Yes.
And you were younger when you started.
Yes,
Coming to school
and
here.
so I catch it up. There's some people that they know English, but it's limited. But then to learn something, like to take a class or something like that, you need to be more fluent. And I think that bringing information for entrepreneurs in their own language, it's more accessible for them, and they'll bring them to. And I empower them to learn English as well. Like for instance, in January, I gave it out like a free class, like a 6-hour class, like for once a week for an hour. That it called Empower Through Business Language. So I was teaching them some English terms in a business world, and also teaching them how to do a budget plan, how to save, how to
you have to do
invest.
that,
Yes.
And all the material was all in English, and I was teaching them. So I empower all my clients to dedicate themselves to learn English, because English is the business
very
language.
important.
It's like the first language that speaks around the world. Like if you know English, you can speak with anyone, anywhere,
Yeah. True.
right?
Yes, yes.
I think it's very important.
That is.
So can you give us a synopsis of your program, like an outline of your program, without giving away too much?
No, of course.
But,
So my company, International Business Relations. So I do business consultation, business analysis, and business relations privately for business owners. And I offer those services in Portuguese, Spanish, and English.
Okay.
Nice.
So those are the languages that I'm fluent on. Part of the business relations, I have built up the Latino Business Networking, which meets once a week, every Thursday. In the evening we meet. It's online right now through Facebook. And on the Latino Business Network, I always have a guest speaker. It's an entrepreneur that talks about what they're good at. So we have different subjects each week to educate entrepreneurs about, right? And also on a daily basis, I have different programs on my social media. Those programs, I have coffee entrepreneurship, coffee time with entrepreneurs, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. on my Instagram. And it's and I do it in Portuguese, in Spanish, and English. So there's an entrepreneur that wants to be part of those lives, you can just contact me, and then you'll be a guest on that coffee time. The coffee time is it's like a talk, like we're talking here,
Right.
and it's about what you love to do, about your business. So we talk about like 15 minutes tops, a half an hour, 3 times a week on my Instagram. On Tuesday, I have entrepreneurship happy hour.
Is that with drinks?
All right.
yes,
so coffee
happy hour.
time and happy
I'm
hour.
coming to happy hour. It's
I
on
know.
time.
And I'll go to
Well,
coffee
it's-
time.
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
I always have my drinks with me, you know. I have my coffee in the morning. On
That's
Tuesday
right.
night,
My
I
kind
have
of
my
girl.
happy hour. You
Yeah,
know. It's usually a water or a juice, but sometimes there's a wine there,
Yeah.
right?
Of course, of course.
It's virtual so far,
Yeah.
and that's also a talk with entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And on Friday, for the last month or so, I was invited to participate in a Brazilian web radio show,
Yeah.
which is very exciting. It's 4 co-hosts.
Yeah. You were telling me about that. So,
So it's very exciting. It's from, I do in a Scalabrini web radio. It's a
Yeah.
Brazilian radio station down in Framingham. Now it's like we are so modernized with technology that I can do from my house.
That's right. That's
you
right.
know, and that talk show is about technology and innovation.
Yeah.
So each week we have a different subject about technology and innovation. So it's 4 co-hosts, and the other 3 co-hosts have a background on technology. They are business owners, web developers, analysts, and I have, a little bit of background as well, since I worked in IT department for a year, and then I have my healthcare informatics concentration. So it's some great information that I've been bringing out there for these entrepreneurs, and I hope people are
That's awesome.
liking it and getting some more information and using that to
Yes.
grow in their business.
So you have a connection in Brazil, of course.
Yes.
So is your international business over there too?
So, I spent almost 4 months in Brazil.
Yep, because I was asking, when are you coming back so we can do the interview?
Yes. So when I went back to Brazil, I went there to check it out, how things were over there, to open up a franchise, something like. Through the pandemic, it's been very hard to maneuver, because I went through 3 lockdowns when I was over there.
Oh, wow.
We are very fortunate here in the United States that we are getting vaccinated very fast, and we are able to access the healthcare and the resources much faster. Over there, things are starting to work, but it's very slow as the COVID spread start to rising. So I was able to do some connections there. I did some great business connection that I brought to my program. I was able to connect with great entrepreneurs in the business world there in my state. I was able to do some great meetings there, and hopefully in the future I can open up something there. Right now it's mostly here in Massachusetts in US, but I have connections there that the international business relations will be international. That's my goal. And I think I have the privilege of speaking the 3 languages and connecting all these people together through Spanish, Portuguese, and English. So that's my biggest vision and mission of my company. It is helping our entrepreneurs to reach their goal and connect each other and diversify their workplace, and
awesome.
just have that courage to go out there and go after your big dream of opening up your company and stay open, right?
What would you tell a person who wants to become an entrepreneur? What advice would you give them?
What advice?
Yeah.
What I would say is do well with quality. If you are an entrepreneur that you provide services to a client, do it well. Do with quality. If you an entrepreneur that sells a product, make sure that your product is a good quality of a product. And please do a business plan.
I knew that was coming.
Plan ahead lot
I
of
knew
time.
that was coming.
If you
yes.
don't know what a business plan is, contact me. I'll go through it with
You'll
you.
help them outline it,
Because the
yep.
thing is, Angel, I have some of my clients have connected with me before they opened up the business.
Yes.
And I broke it down to them how it is. And some of them say, hey, wait a minute, let me wait 3 more months. Let
Yeah.
me wait 6 more months so I can meet that budget.
Yeah.
So I can, because the thing is, when you open up a business, especially here in the United States, which I know the laws here in Massachusetts, there's a process. If you are opening, I do business consultation, so I do it, I can do it online, through Zoom, meet my
Yeah.
clients. My office at my home.
Yeah.
But how about if I go rent it out an office? I need to go through a license through the town hall. That takes time. And if I'm renting a place and I need to remodel, I need to go through license with construction worker. And that can take 3 months, 6 months, depending if it passes, if not passes. If you're in the food industry, you have to take all these licenses,
Yes.
all these things, and it can take time. It's not like I want to open a business today and tomorrow it's open. No. So that's why a business plan is very important, so it can break it down all the sections of a business.
The procedures that they
all
need.
the procedures that
they
needs to be done.
Yeah.
The licenses, the budget is very important, and it's not just the money for you to put up front to open the business. It's also the emergency money. Like what I recommend, to have at least 1 year saved. If an emergency happens, you can cover up your rent and your employers for at least a year.
Yeah, that's important.
Because then if an obstacle happens, like we have seen, you don't go bankruptcy.
And that was the important thing I told my partner, my business partner, JT. I told him, hey, we're doing like 4.5 years, we're doing so well. I said, make sure you put money away, because you never know when a rainy day is going to happen. And then what happened? Like after 2 years after or something, the pandemic hit. It hits. But I was prepared for it, because I said, okay, we're doing so well. I'm going to put this away, put this away. When the pandemic hit, it didn't bother me any.
And that's the thing that I tell people. And also there is very important that I see a lot of small business owner doing it, and it messes up a lot. The business is mixing up personal financials with business financials.
Be totally separate.
And you have to separate everything, and you need to give yourself a salary. You need to pay yourself at the end of the week.
Very true. Yes.
You do.
Good advice.
You need to pay yourself at the end of the week. That's the biggest advice that I tell you. So, what is your hourly rate? Like, how much are you paying for yourself out of this business? Because you cannot just take everything out of your business account and put it into in your personal account. That's not how it works, because the money in your business has to stay there for investment, to pay your employers, right? If you have, right? And you need to pay yourself.
You do.
Everything.
And sometimes you might have to start your business in your basement.
Yes.
I heard someone on TV talk about that. You know, your business might have to start in your basement, then you move up from your basement to the first floor to your house, and then you move out.
Yes,
you know,
and that's where I am now, right? My business is inside my house. Like, you know, I'm already paying the mortgage there, so
you might as well make an office there.
You know, I'm right now as a business consultant, and with the privilege of the internet, and since most people, and what I'm noticing now, and a lot of meetings that I've been for last several months, there's a lot of professions and careers that we knew that it could be done at home virtually, but then through this pandemic, it made it more realistically. And even though after everyone is vaccinated and the COVID spread is lower, I don't think much people are going to go back to their office.
No, it's not, because people were being...
because it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper, and people were able to produce from home.
Yes.
So if it doesn't change anything in the business, they're not going to pay for an office building.
Yes, we're going to see a lot of office building empty.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think it's just a new era.
Yeah.
It is.
It's the technology, all this information.
Working from home.
Working from home, it's like I was like in 2020, I had this whole program, like from January to June, my events, like once my monthly events, all scheduled.
Yeah.
And then in March, I start canceling everything, and I'm doing my first live.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
doing my first Instagram live, Facebook live, and now I'm doing lives on a daily basis. We get used to the
Right.
platform.
You made it work.
We make it
Yeah.
work.
So,
Yes.
so is there anything else you want to tell us about your company?
So, any of you, there's an entrepreneur, you know, you want to open up a business, or you already have your business open and there's an issue there and you're battling with yourself, how am I going to solve this issue? Contact me. You know, contact me, I'll help you out. That's my mission goal, is to help you out, entrepreneurs, to succeed on your business. And also come join me on my programs, my networking group that brings in a lot of information on a daily basis. Even though it is in Portuguese and Spanish, I welcome as well the English speakers, so you can connect with the Latino community.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
So where can they
Yes.
reach you? Can you
Yes.
tell them?
So my website is www.internationalbusinessrelations.com. My email is info@internationalbusinessrelations.com. And you can also give me a call.
And your Instagram? And
Instagram, International Business Relations. Yeah, follow me on Instagram and International Business Relations, and Facebook, International Business Relations as well.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for this great opportunity. Thank you, Danielle, for being on your show.
Yeah.
And I'll extend my invitation for both of you to come to my programs as well.
I will
Let's
be there.
schedule it out.
I will be there.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is The Drop. We're out of here. Peace.
Good night.